Shut your mouth and look at my wad. Loads of money.
This is a journey into money. Loads of money. I know. It's loads of money.
Test.
Loads of money. What's they spell? Loads of money, probably.
Made a right load of finishing knowledge this week.
Right, lads, what's out for the ladies? Loads of. Right, whop it out. What that? Loads of money. Whop it out. Right, loads of money.
Good evening and welcome to Loads of Money.
Doing up the house is my bread and butter. My bird's page free and my car's a nutter. Loads of money is a shout I utter as I wave my wad and the gigs is in the gutter. Eric B on your bike.
This is an insult to our intelligence.
Shut your mouth.
Nurse, coming to attend to loads of money. He's got too much money.
That's nothing. I'm more than a day, probably. I'm more money in Stock Aitken and Dennis Waterman put together. Shum shum walla dash, 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 shum shum walla dash. Whop your wad on the counter. Whop your wad on the counter. Whop your wad on the counter. Whop your wad on the counter.
Boys certainly know how to do up the house, and they're taking home a pretty tidy pay packet too.
Shut your mouth.
So the final score, Manchester United 0, Loads of Money United, loads. That's a final score there.
Pump up the football, pump up the football.
Hey, check this out. Sorry, mate, don't take checks. Just loads of money. Sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of dosh. Dibble, 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 bosh, bosh, bosh. Sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of dosh. Dibble, 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 bosh, bosh, bosh. Sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of dosh.
Did I time it? Did I time it? Did I time it so that I did it before the song ended and then forget to actually close the tab the song's playing in? Perhaps? Perhaps I did. Did I remember to actually put Spotify on play? No, I did not. Anyway, you know the drill by now. Look at this. Live 3 whole days in a row. That's loud, Christ. Live 3 whole days in a row doing the same drawing. Mostly because we can't do 5-hour streams during the week. But yeah, we're back at it. Drawing again. We've changed the water. The brushes are... I'm not going to say clean because I don't want to lie for you. But they're cleaner. But yeah, you know the drill by now. Hang on. Unfortunately, the paint's done this wonderfully useful thing of drying out almost entirely. And we're going to see what water can do to revive acrylic. So yes, we're back on it. Behold, I forgot to open the thing that I'm actually referencing from. That's useful. But yes, the stream format has not changed. In 3 days, we're being consistent. Almost. Not going to be live tomorrow though, can promise that. Look at me being a little weekday streamer. But anyway, back on this. Where is that bumpy? Oh, it's the look. That almost rolled off the table. Moment of panic. And yes, we've got a drink, so we're no longer going to be 3 hours into a stream not having drunk anything in 5. Orange juice. And I fixed, you can see from this message, which is probably going to stay here for most of the stream, that I have fixed the restream up. Because for some reason, last stream it was not working and we could only see the YouTube stuff and none of the Twitch messages were coming through. God knows what caused that. I literally just, I don't know, the cameras are actually in frame. I literally just turned it off and turned it on again and suddenly it was working. We do not question these things. But anyway, back at it. Hopefully we might even get it finished by the end of the stream. But yes, I can actually put the restream thing on my screen so I can see it and don't have to have like 4 different tabs open to look at one image anymore, which is useful. I think we're gonna I'm gonna try and finish the hands before I move on to like the jumper and stuff. This little perfectionist jumping out there. Oh dear. The paintbrushes have been left in the water overnight and this really thin one's dried at a duff angle. It's a little bendy boy. If in doubt, simply moisten the tissue. That is the lesson we are learning today. It'll revive paint, probably. There we go. There's my little one. There it is. This is just dubbed the mixing brush at this point. Oh no. I thought that the brown paint had been spared the drying up fate, but no. It's just as dry as everything else. Oh well, 3 days is pretty good for a bit of acrylic paint. Even peeling it open, it still does little hard chunks. So that's not salvageable, but oh well. We made it last as long as it could. And in the long run, that's what's important, not just throwing stuff away for the sake of it. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is, if that's detachable, which it mostly is, Jesus Christ, the white acrylic paint hardening's just gone like plastic. It's detachable everywhere but where the paint is thickest. Gonna get rid of that bad boy. By bad boy I mean abject failure. Look at that. It's disgusting. Disgusting! Put that over there. Whack in a new one. Through the incredibly scientific method of just pour some, it'll probably be fine. See, I said that as a joke, but that method actually worked, just sort of tipping the thing inside the cup. See, the poor man's Stay Wet palette may not keep acrylic for 3 days, but it keeps it longer than it would have otherwise. Fresh blood time. We'll use a tub of the yellow just to be different. Shake things up a bit, if it'll open, that is. I'm doing a tiny bit. Actually, no. Yellow is probably the one we need most of if we're doing a golden crown. So a tiny bit more of that. Bit of blue. Bit of the other blue. I could be bothered to learn what colour names the different blues are, but I won't. What is this? Does it even say? It's got oh, this is dark ultramarine, and that is opaque primary cyan. What a name. Also gonna check in a little bit of this pink, because it's generally a pretty good one for making flesh tones. Hello, something has occurred.
Padakin has joined the localized count.
Welcome! Welcome to the stream, welcome to the chat. We're drawing. Does what it says on the tin for this stream. Welcome. And that's my alert noise. It's loud as shit because I am very unobservant and would not notice things otherwise. But hello, welcome. We are drawing His Majesty King Eret in acrylic, and all my paint's dried out, so we've spent the first like 10 minutes of the stream just fixing the palette. Welcome, welcome, welcome aboard. I forgot to squeeze out any white paint. Where's my thing? I think it's got to the point where I prefer acrylic to oil, but acrylic is still an absolute pain to attempt to... I'm gonna briefly open up Twitch just to make sure the chat is working, because I thought it was yesterday, and then I missed every single chat message for an entire hour. Oh, and Twitch is taking an age to load. We love that. You love to see it. Oh yeah, I also, the main appeal of this stream is the fact that I have an unreasonably good microphone for how absolutely awful the rest of the setup is. And we get a little bit of clicky keys ASMR every once in a while on occasion. Okay, everything appears to be in fine working order. I can close that and hopefully save my RAM. Close that and save RAM. Close that. It's a laptop stream, but it's a laptop stream with class, and let nobody tell you otherwise. Yeah, attempts to mix up the same colours I had yesterday. Probably use a slightly larger brush for mixing. I found that when I'm mixing skin tones, the darker blue tends to be a slightly better choice. Don't know if there's anything to do with... I don't understand the colour theory behind that because they're both blue, but, you know. I see it, I work with it. We've got the Shouty Ones playlist going on at the moment, and when that inevitably runs out of songs and loops twice without me noticing, we'll change to a longer one. No idea how long the stream's going to be today, but I do really want to get this done, just so I can have it done before tomorrow, because I know I'm not going to be able to go live tomorrow. We've gone far too pink with the paint mixing. Is this visible on stream? I'll put it on here. This isn't wet yet, so I can mix colours on here. Where's the good angle to see for you guys to see that at? You're getting that one because it's the only one where I can still see what I'm doing. We've gone far too pink with this. There we go. But we're making it work. Maybe some incredibly watery version of this colour. We'll work on some of the darkest extremities of the fingers. Who's for people who, unlike me, actually are capable of retaining any kind of warmth in their extremities. They tend to be a little pink. But that might be a bit too much here. There we go. Yes, the quirk of this stream is that I hate using watercolour, but I will use acrylic as if it is a watercolour. This is the painting equivalent of adding water to the juice to make it go further. But hey, it works. I'm quite proud of how this painting is going so far. At first I wasn't feeling it with just the hair and how like watery it was, but I think I managed to fix the face after several hours of getting it wrong yesterday. Maybe slightly too red, but we'll only be able to see when it dries. Still slightly too pink with this. I think I've managed to achieve what is apparently the impossible based on my previous drawing streams, and I've added elements of the purple to the skin without it just overwhelming the entire face. So that's an absolute win. I think I've worked out what it is about the cyan that makes it so much worse than mixing with the ultramarine. I think the cyan's just more overpowering because that went from pink to grey in literally like a milliliter of the stuff. But to be fair, that's a pretty decent colour for the crown's darkest point, so I can't fault it. Filling the crown with a nice dark colour just to get rid of the very visible grid lines. be a little... This is definitely not the right colour, but I think it's a good base colour to start and to get a lot of the opacity that you need to cover up good lines. Has the water been murkified successfully? Surprisingly not, it's still rather clean looking. Oh no, there it is, there it comes in. The water's pink. The water is pink, everybody. See, the real reason I have a lid on this is not to keep the straw in place, but to avoid the paint water, not paint water things. What is that? Oh. I just saw a metal chain on my desk that looks exactly like this one and I was like, that can't be right, I'm wearing this necklace. And it's literally just a tag off a fucking YouTube splash. We have a brain cell sometimes here. Not right now. Hit my head on my microphone. There's gotta be a better way to set up this, just like with the equipment I have. I don't know what it is. The setup for this stream is apparently a desktop notification, another staple of the stream, ticket of your bingo cards. But my setup is literally a camera that is a phone on a tripod hanging upside down off a 10-pound boom arm with a microphone right next to my head, which is always useful. I realise I haven't actually checked if the microphone audio is working. I'm just kind of assuming that it probably is. Yeah, it can hear me. That means it's working in my book. Anyway, back to this bullshit. Getting it all watery will be good for the whole disappearing into the camera effect, because I don't really know how to replicate a camera effect with just paint. Don't even need to mix some lighter colour, it's doing all the work for me. The desktop notification returns. Sorry sorry if I'm a little bit quiet in the talky sphere this stream. You work on the same drawing for 3 streams in a row, you kind of run out of things to say about it. I either need to get wired headphones to stream or physically restrain myself from attempting to sing along to my background music. Elton John makes good music, but it'll forever be tainted by the existence of Romeo and Juliet 2 Sherlock Gnomes. You created this franchise, Elon. Elon? Elton. Jesus Christ. Not Elon. Elon Musk did not create Rocket Man. All rise for the early 2021 animatic anthem. Was it in early 2021? This is Shatter, so this was like, God, this came out in like April. Never mind. Thought gone. No thought, head empty. Not early 2021. Mid 2021. It's amazing to me that mid is used as an insult when the middle of the year is literally the best time to exist in general. I used to be like pure like, no, winter's best, summer, well, I was never summer worst, but I was really like, yeah, winter's best. But I think that the summer is probably one of the best times of year now. Most things you can do things. I mean, late summer, early autumn. Because then you don't have like the blazing heat of the early summer that is just pain for everyone. See, I've added more of the ultramarine blue to this and it didn't overpower it the same way that cyan did. So I think my theory stands firm. Although now that I say that, it is overpowering it a little bit. These two colours just not mixing together, they're like oil and water, but they're paint. Crazy. Up slightly too orange, so I add a little bit more blue. Now it's just purple. We love to see it. Sort of mixing off to the side, the sort of grayer colour for The darker areas of shadow. I forgot I added this song, and for a brief moment was terrified that Spotify had fucked up something horrendously. I think I originally went a little too dark on the shadowing for this section, so sort of like grey, fleshy colour. It's helping to cover that up a lot. This shouty playlist that I use for streams, 95% of it is me remembering a song that I love and forgot existed because I hear it on the radio on the drive at school in the morning. School, Jesus Christ, that made me really sound like I was 10 years old. To college in the morning. See, the issue with the watery colour is that it tends to dry watery. And the darker shading underneath is still overpowering a decent amount here. Something I noticed this year is that apparently 2021 is the year Megamind memes make a resurgence. Because like, it started off as localized shitposting after CPK broke the MCC subreddit. But the no bitches meme, I think, has made it onto mainstream Twitter. I may be mistaken in that, but I feel like I've seen it too often for it to still just be localized within the Minecraft community. I think I've done this area a little too light, potentially. Because you can still see the grid lines through it a little bit. I know it might not be that noticeable on stream because the camera quality's shit. See, it looks... Hello. Hello. See, it looks alright on, like, the tiny preview of the camera I have, but I know that on the actual stream it's a lot fuzzier. We're skipping this because it cannot be public knowledge. I have Ed Sheeran in a playlist. Twice. For somebody who has worn glasses for pretty much my entire life, you'd think I'd be better at painting them. But alas. Going in really lightly with the white paint to see if I can make a highlight or two. Don't know if it's going to have that much of an effect, but you know. Can't hurt to try. Okay, that sort of lines up with the rest of it. Oh yeah, this is one thing I can talk about. Did you see that the cast list for Beetlejuice Broadway came out today? I was so fucking hyped for that. I mean, we already had Alex Brightman confirmed, and I was like, yes, the OGBJ. Interesting acronym though. Is back. And I was honestly hoping / surprised that it wasn't, that Dana would be taking over as Lids, but you know, I'm just glad to see her back, even if she is still just reprising her old role and still covering for Lids. But yeah, they split up the role of Delia and Miss Argentina into 2 separate roles now, which, to be fair, if you've ever seen the backstage quick change of how that like works, deserved rest for the poor actress. I don't know if that's yellow enough, I don't think it is. There we go. need to work on lightening this shadow here, I think. Like this area is mostly good. Drink time. This is kind of rancid when it's cold. How does the shimmer look on the stream? I haven't checked in a while. Does it look shiny? Hang on. No, this is the right angle to do this at. There we go. God, the camera quality does not pick that up at all. It might legit be easier to do this at this point. Not too many gaps in the shiny. See, you'd think the camera that is literally the built-in webcam for the PC would be the worst quality one. Apparently you'd be wrong. But yeah, we hit the follower goal, which means I'll probably have to up that for next stream, which is very cool, because we've hit the follower goal like 10 times, but they always turn out to be bots, which is slightly annoying, but I think this is 10 legitimate followers this time, which is very cool. Thank you for everyone who follows and shows up. I don't understand why Twitch is such a... No, I shall not complain about analytics. It's 10 o'clock. Complaining about analytics is strictly a post-11 o'clock activity. But if you twist my arm, then Twitch may or may not be a kind of shit platform for growth compared to other places. I mean, the YouTube is literally just, like, my YouTube account posts no good content in, like, we get one bit of good content on there every six months, and that's what 5 times the follower base in my Twitch. I think I might have made that a little bit too watery here. I also realised we've got back to the beginning of the shouty playlist. Pretty much just got the jumper to do now. It should be the easiest part. We have a YouTube comment. It's another link that doesn't mean anything. I love those. Those are my favourite type of comment. Note the entirely sincere tone of my voice. I understand I'm in the YouTube comment section because some dumb child's probably going to click it, but what are you expecting to happen when you just come and put that in my stream chat? I'm not going to look at it. I'm not going to click on that. Your name looks like a keyboard smash, I can tell you're a bot. Weird champ indeed. That probably came through several minutes ago, I'm realising, but I'm gonna complain about it because otherwise I'll just be sat in silence, and that is arguably worse stream content. I lay down a layer of this lighter colour that might make it lighten up enough for me to fix it. Laughter is going to be some of the most played music on Twitch at this point. I mean, maybe not Twitch in general, but certainly like the circles of the people I follow on Twitter. I'm gonna say the circles I run in. God knows I run in no circles on this website. Today's big brain play of the day was using silver as the background colour, so it's much easier to describe the very obvious sketch lines that don't really get painted over because your paint's transparent as shit. Oh look, it's the line. It said the lion bot. Say the line bot is one of my favourite meme formats. It's not even a particularly funny one. I just, whenever it's attached to it, I always just find funnier because it's in the say the line bot format. There's the cat running upstairs for whatever reason she saw fit. My guess is another cat, probably. Apparently all the Lovejoy for this playlist got added at the same time. I don't know what it is about Spotify desktop and just not being able to shuffle stuff. It's incredibly annoying. That may have been a mistake. That means watering down. And I need to paint in the gold for the ring. But first, is there anything else I can do to the hands? Tiniest smidgen of blue and pink. That's what's missing. There's a section of the hand not painted in that I can't see because the grid lines are really pale on the silver.
We get it almost every night. And when that moon gets so big and bright, it's super nice.
There we go. That makes the shape of the hand look less strange. I was like, there's something off about this. I couldn't work out what it was. Return of the traditional stream desktop notification. Day good drink. Definitely did not just drip lukewarm orange juice on my hand. This is truly the most professional stream ever invented. I think I'm going to move on to the crown now and we'll leave the hands for a bit. I don't know if I'd say they're done, but I am done with them. Time to break out the gold paint once again. I don't know if I've added enough gold though. we're going to slightly better colour for this. Oh yeah, I was just thinking about something. The interesting discovery was made today that you can airdrop TikTok like links, like not just the video, you can airdrop the link to them. We had 2 hours of no teacher because another year group had an exam. You can imagine how much work was done during this time. This ground still looks slightly too green, but I'm not sure what I can realistically do about it. Now I've accidentally ripped through the paper, which was the bottom of the Stay Wet palette. So we now have paper inside the paint. That's fun. I'm trying mixing a tiny bit of that with just the gold to see if I get a better effect. Made it way too red. Oops. Maybe not. making this section a whole lot lighter. Using a fine brush to add really little details on the outside of this. I'm not aiming to perfectly replicate the design of the metal on the crown, but I'm just trying to kind of like hint at it. I'm really going to go in with the darker cards and hint at it in other places as well. Playlist is looping, but I no longer mind because it's good songs, damn it. My circus, my monkeys. I'm not really like that. I'm just kind of hinting at the highlights of the metal here. I've said that like 3 times, but it's not the most exciting of activities, so there's not a whole lot to say about it. think that's all I'm going to do on the crown for now, but I might... Actually, no, I will go and try and do some of the the darker details, rather. You know what, we'll just accept the Ed Sheeran song into the playlist at this point. A little bit of black paint. I'm gonna have to very much clean this palette when we're done. That is all tissue from the edge of the thing going just into the paint. High quality materials only on this stream. This is gonna be so violently copyrighted. I'm sorry, Twitch. One of my favourite accounts on TikTok at the moment is just this girl who looks at the Ed Sheeran lyrics and does like reactions as if she's the people being talked about. Second, of course, to the singer of Hank, I Hate When I Think About You, rather. The Hank Green Eyes thing is one of the dumbest TikTok trends in ages, but I love it. Trying to hint at the details so it looks, if you don't pay too much attention, like I painted the details of the crown.
broken hearted. Tell me when it kicks in. And I saw scars upon it. Tell me when it kicks in. Broken hearted. Oh, I'm a mess right now, inside out, searching for a sweet surrender, but this is not the end. I can't work it out. How? Going through the motions, going through us. Though I've known it for the longest time, and all of my hopes, all of my words are all overwritten on the signs. When you're on my road, walking me home, 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 home. See the flame inside my eyes, it burns so bright. I wanna feel your love. No, easy baby, maybe I'm alive. Before tonight, I wanna fall in love and put your faith in my stomach. I messed up this time, late last night, drinking to suppress devotion with fingers in.
I don't know if I've made the peak quite high enough on this bit.
I can't shake this feeling now. We're going through the motions, hoping you'd stop. Though I've only caused you pain, no, but all of my words will always below. All the love you spoke when you're on my road, walking me home, 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 home. See the flame.
Ed Sheeran, as much as a lolcow as he is, has a special place in my heart.
So bright, I wanna feel your love. No, easy baby, maybe I'm alive. Before tonight, I wanna fall in love and put your faith in my stomach. For how long I love my lover. For how long I love my lover now. For how long I love my lover now. For how long I love my lover now. For how long I love my lover. I feel love. How long I love. Feel it all. Lover now. I feel love. How long I love. Feel it all. Lover now. I feel love. How long I love. Feel it all. Lover now. I feel love.
I keep saying I'm done with the hands and then just going back to them anyway. But I think I'm actually probably done with the left-hand side hand. Oh, it's anti-glass this time, and I think they've left the trademark nose thing button not working. Jesus Christ, the hand is very visible. We simply do not see it. Suddenly I am blind. In the most literal sense, apparently. Ugh, the Poppy ARG was just peak like 2016. That's one hell of an era.
I'm in serious shit. I feel totally lost. If I'm asking for help, it's only because
This fun fact, this song literally got added to the Shouty playlist because I remembered it existed because I heard it on, fuck, what's her name? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but like Emeria? I don't know, the girl from OTK. I had her stream open earlier, and I heard it and I was like, oh yeah, that song. There we go. I think I'm actually done with the left-hand side hand now. Got an itch in my foot. There's no elegant way to do that. My shoe just disappeared. Jesus Christ. This kind of bit I need to focus on now, I think. We'll see if that's fixed. I think it is time to tackle. Oh wait, no. Ring. Duh. I've kind of blocked out where the ring's meant to be. My paint's quite watered down, so it's not very thick. But... so it's probably not visible on camera at all where it is, but... the YouTube comment section is disconnected from Restream. That's always comforting. Has the stream crashed? We may never know. Okay, the stream itself has not crashed, always a positive sign. And it appears to know how long I have been streaming, also a positive sign. Oh, it's looping. Ah, no, 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 no. Only one of me, please. Jesus Christ. Well, I can't see YouTube comments on the thing anymore, but, you know, we'll roll with it. It's not like they were saying anything intelligent anyway. leave the ring be for a bit. What did I just do? I don't know. And focus on the jumper. Hoodie thing. Merch. Hoodie thing. Yeah, that. Speech 100. Might as well mix up some of this red into the paint since I'm not using it for anything else. I think I'm kind of I think I'm gonna come in immediately with this sort of mid colour and then just fill in lights and darks from there. Because it shouldn't be too difficult to... Hang on. Forgive me, but I must fix this lighting. There we go. Now I can actually see what I'm doing, sort of. Nope, that's got shadows. Close enough. Nope, not close enough. There we go. I think I probably just put that back where it started, but you know, we roll with it. Made it slightly too like browny that time. So adding a little bit more ultramarine to try and neutralize the colour a little bit. My thumb has been completely fucked for like weeks. I don't know if you can see this, hang on. That's probably not visible at all. I don't even know what I did to that. There's like awkward twiddling because it just digs into my skin. Oh well. We haven't even bled through paint to the next sheet yet. What is wrong with it? Me, rather. Oh, hey Sol Santana! I know, right? Twice in a week. We're on the streaming streak at the moment. Thank you. Yep, we're working on it. I've pretty much done the skin, hair, and crown. I'm not too happy with the crown, so I might go back and fix it in a bit, but, you know, we're kind of just rolling with it. But thank you, and welcome back to the stream. Yeah. We're doing twice in a week, because I know I won't be able to stream tomorrow, because I'm going to Spoons. Do you have Spoons in Australia? It seems like a very British thing, so I wouldn't be shocked if you don't. Spoons. I'm guessing that response that it is just a British thing. But anyone in the UK knows what Spoons is. It is Spoons, short for Wetherspoons, is the cheap pub that all of the people who have just become of age to legally drink and buy alcohol just go to get shot. So never mind. Peak bits of UK culture is just getting drunk in a field while underage drinking, but Spoons is the level up from that. Yeah, very UK. Oh yeah, the screening. How was that? I do remember. How did the screening go? This is where chat delay gives awkward pauses in the conversation. Well, it's a screening for a whole bunch of short films away on the award ceremony. Nice! Oh, congrats! That's epic. What was the ceremony like? Oh, it's best score and best picture. Yo, that's amazing. Best score and best picture. Those are like the big ones. Well, based on my incredibly limited knowledge of award shows, but those sound like the big ones. Yeah, that's awesome. Congrats. What was the whole like ceremony and stuff like? Very creative pick. Drive-in cinema, so not exactly glam. Well, that's cool though. I love the little robot things that Twitch changes the emotions to. Emotions? Emojis to. Cars beeping in applause. Every day we move closer to Pixar's Cars being a reality. It's kind of grey colour. I wasn't expecting it to, but it's kind of tied the drawing together a little bit. Which is good, because it looked slightly strange before. I think because it's mixed from the same colours as the hair and stuff, it's tying it all together decently. Some vessels perform a former lover bakes themselves into a pie. That is a wonderful name. That has the same energy as this one album I think I found on Spotify a while ago. It was like a collection of short songs with very long names. And it was true. All of them were like minute-long songs. They were like, or had titles that had like the 3 dots at the end because they were too long. Yeah, that's a hell of a name. Well, that's really cool though. Might need to get another piece of paper or something to... I know. There you go. Now I'll be able to paint off the edge without worrying about it seeping through to the pages underneath. I know. I remember this song existed because, like, one of the people I follow on Spotify was like listening to it, and I was like, wait, this song that I haven't heard in like 5 years. I was playing this song in front of other people, and they were so convinced that like the 90s version was the real one and that this was a cover. I think it was 90s. I don't know. There's one cover version of this song that apparently a bunch of people are convinced is the original. Yeah, certain songs are just like, the cover will just always be assumed to be the original. That was me with Vanilla Ice and Pressure for ages. I think it's because Vanilla Ice was on, you know, like Ice Ice Baby. I think it's because I had that on like a karaoke game when I was little. I always assumed that was the original, and then I heard Under Pressure and I'm like, what do you mean it sampled it? Even Nine Inch Nails says this is reversion of... I don't know that song. Hurt Song by Johnny Cash. I think I've heard of Johnny Cash, but I'm not familiar with the song. Yeah, my knowledge of the music is basically anything released since 2010 I will know, and anything released before like 1995 I will know because I've been introduced to it by my parents. There's just like a 2-decade gap in the middle that's just blurry. I did not. I have not seen it yet, but I'm planning on doing it. I'm going to listen to it though. I saw your message about it. I have not heard it though. Yeah, the poor naughties. I could put it up on stream now, if my Instagram will let me log in, which is always temperamental on this computer. Potentially. Nope. I'm getting it up, I think. SoundCloud link in full effect. Oh no. SoundCloud has a white background and the text, the way I view it, is completely blank. No, I'd like to. There we go. I think it's playing. I think it should be audible through the stream as well. Nice. This reminds me of, I don't know if you've heard of it, but the Professor Layton games. It reminds me of the really nice, like, atmospheric music they have in those. Yeah. Every time I hear music like this, I just think of those games and being like 9 years old and playing little puzzle games on my like pink DSi. Aw. Waiting, yep. Yeah, I thought you might have meant writing. See if I can... No, I can't. The way I have the text set up to be visible while I'm streaming is like completely white background. I can't have the SoundCloud tab open because that's got like a completely white GUI. Story Rise was what I wrote. Aww. Aww. Death of animals in movies always just like, oh, it's always the saddest part. I love the way all the music you write and I hear on stream from playing it from you always has like these stories connected, like the one you did based on the drawing. I really like that. That's lovely. Oh. Turning down the Spotify a bit. Oh no. Such like a jarring jump from like the beautiful piano music to just like suddenly loud Spotify. Oh, I love the music you share on stream. I've got absolutely zero musical talent. It just amazes me what people can do with instruments. I need to mix up some more grey, I think. Gonna have to move the box I have chatting because it's like obscuring the. Can I make it smaller? I can. The issue with Restream, that's the like software I use to be able to view the chat while still having other tabs open, is it's a completely invisible like tab, which is good because it means I can put it on top of other things. But it means that finding like the borders of it is impossible. I started learning music when I was 13, but I meet people who've been doing music since I was 3 or 4. 3 or 4 is like a crazy age to learn it. Yeah. The closest I've ever come to doing anything with music was I learned how to play the piano when I was like 7. I was not good at it. 13's not that old to learn, I don't think. But it's really good. I don't... That sentence made sense in my head. I think you can start doing stuff like this at any age, like... I know, right? I have really... Yeah, can't even reach the keys. Felt that one in my soul. I have very small hands for some reason. Like, even now, as a full-grown adult, I have just, like, tiny little hands. I could not reach anything when I was that age. Yeah. Tiny hands, good for rings, bad for anything that involves using your hands and having them be large. Decent for bowling. That drink started out warm and it's just slowly got colder as the stream's gone on. Large hands. Gee, damn, 6'5". I am tiny. Well, I'm not tiny, but I'm 5'8", and I've just got I've got tiny hands and tiny feet. Don't know. How's the leg room? Should I dare? How is the leg room? Oh yeah, fun little quirk about a lot of British houses that people don't know is because they're all really fucking old. Most of them are built for people to be like my height is tall. Like 5'8" would have been tall when these houses were built. So anyone above about 5'9" has to duck to get through any door. The world, if you think Australia is not built for you, bloody hell, old British houses. When I say old for British houses, like, something I noticed whenever I see Americans come here is that they don't believe how just fucking ancient everything is. Like, car next to me is I can really look at big cars, so I serious. Yeah, driving a go-kart. Oh, that's a mood. See, again, I have the opposite issue with that. My steering wheel is so high up that it, like, blocks my speedometer, and I'm just kind of like, I just kind of have to do this every time I want to see something. Yeah. British houses are, like, ridiculously old. Like, there's just a house at the end of my road that is just casually from the 1400s. It's just casually there, existing for, like, 600 years almost. Yeah, I know the feel about the wheel between the go-kart. Wheel like a go-kart. Every time I get out of my car and someone else gets in to drive, I just feel them, like, move the chair back like half a meter. Okay, so I can see this too short and see it has ceiling fans. Oh no. There's a trend going on at the moment where people in TikToks are just grabbing ceiling fans to stop them. And that is the exemplification of, like, my biggest fear as a small child, just getting my arm, like, caught in a ceiling fan. I know, right? Not the dumbest trend TikTok's ever come out with, just one that just irks me. Yeah, I think Tide Pods mostly came from TikTok. I think Tide Pods were not quite the, like... Tide Pods was started by people a few years older than me, so the people who are doing the dumb trends on TikTok now are generally not the same group of people, but it's the same pool of thinking that the Tide Pod thing came out of. The dumb trend started exclusively by people in my demographic is the devious licks. I don't know how far beyond the realms of TikTok the devious licks trend went, but that was an interesting one to witness go down in real time. Like, there were good jokes in there, but Jesus Christ, some of them. I don't know if Devious Looks was even a thing that was entirely unique to... Yeah, more millennial energy, yeah. Tide Pod, eating Tide Pods was like the last like proper meme to come straight from millennials. Everything since then feels like it's been Zoomer humor, but Tide Pod is very millennial energy. It reminds me of you saying that reminds me of that one image that's like where is it? Here we go. Hopefully the scene where I go to the internet works now. I think voice mod? Yay! I did remember how to plug in the microphone for this. God knows what button I just pressed. That did not work. There we go. I think it's just been exemplified. Oh no, the chat box is on a white screen again. Yes! Victory for the microphone users. Yeah, oh, now you can see how I have the chat visible and how terrible this GUI is because it's just, I cannot see it. There we go. So that's the main difference between that exemplified, I think. I'm skipping the Ed Sheeran in this playlist. The Ed Sheeran in this playlist was added at a dark time. Maybe. Because it's useful sometimes. Because on the scene I have where I have the image I'm referencing, it's useful to have the chat box completely gone. Because then I can still see what I'm drawing. But anytime I go to a website that has like a white GUI, it just disappears. Medium opacity could work. I haven't really played around too much with Restream because I've only started using it since like this week pretty much. But hopefully there's some kind of way I can make it a bit more visible. Like on the screen I have it on most of the time, which is my reference image, it's okay. It's just when I try to look at any other website. Yeah, 10 followers, we hit it. We hit it right at the beginning of the stream as well. I'd only been going like 5 minutes and then I just got jump scared. My follower alert is ridiculously loud purely so I remember that it exists, but I do get jump scared by it every time I hear it. It's like, we've hit the 10 follower thing like 3 times now, but it's usually been bot things, but I think I've got 10 actual ones now. It's only a little milestone, but I'm still pretty shocked. Twitch is one of the probably like statistically worst platforms for like growth when you have a tiny account, but it's one of the most, it's probably the best like service just for streaming in general, so it is where I stay. Like places like TikTok are strangely really good for tiny accounts. I saw someone do like a whole analysis on how TikTok is basically just Tumblr but for the 2020s. Because Tumblr fame and TikTok fame work the same way, and I saw it described in a YouTube video once years ago. It was like, Tumblr/TikTok fame is like a firework, in that it burns really brightly but lasts 5 minutes and was also probably set off by someone who lives within 10 feet of you if you can hear it. Blocks, not feet. I fucked up my own anecdote. Because on TikTok you can get big pretty quickly, but then it doesn't really go anywhere. Algorithm talk's pretty boring, I imagine, but it's just one of those things you pick up if you're on the internet in this kind of scene long enough, I suppose. Easy to get a start here. Miss Twisted on TikTok. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. One of the big things I see a lot of people doing is that they'll go live on Twitch and TikTok at the same time. I don't think you can do that if you're a partnered streamer, but it's good for people who aren't partnered, which includes me. I would do it, I would absolutely do it. The only issue is that in order to go live on TikTok you need a phone, and my phone is literally the camera for the stream. But that's what I've heard is pretty good for growth. I'm live on YouTube as well. That's the one thing I worked out how to do in my month break from streaming. I worked out how 1 million followers. Bloody hell. That's good. My biggest flex with doing anything like producing content online was a few years ago when I got a text from my friend being like, your video's on my YouTube homepage. That was when I was like, holy shit, because I was like 14 at the time and that was the biggest thing ever. Yeah, that sounds like a really good stream idea. Working on cosplay streams, I think, are some of the best ones. Oh, thank you. I think stuff like cosplays is really good for streaming because people are always wanting to know like what is the most recent progress. Like, I know this one cosplayer who streams a lot who's called Poodwaddle, and I remember one stream people tuned in for. It was literally just like a stream of like them watching like, I think it was either like hot glue or something else dry on the thing and just talking to chat the entire time. But people were so invested because they wanted to see how the progress was coming along. It's like watching an art stream. Very chill and calming. True. I bring the chill by always having been awake for at least 12 hours before I go live. Any form of high energy is gone. Chill vibes only. I did! You told me a few streams ago you're considering starting up. You should. You'll get to have the live experience of having 400 technical difficulties at once. The desktop notification has come through. The staple of the stream continues. Streaming from a Mac, which I hear can have issues. Yeah, people always say that it's better to stream from a PC rather than a laptop. I stream from a laptop because my actual PC, which I do have, it's a massive brick down there on the floor, but it's quite old, but my laptop actually has slightly better RAM. I've never had a Mac, so I can't say what they're like compared to like other laptops for streaming, but... Wait, no, Mac can be desktop. I'm stupid, never mind. I don't really know what the difference would be from streaming from a Mac to streaming from a Windows computer. One bit of like streaming / YouTube advice I heard years ago was just like, it doesn't matter if your camera's shit as long as your microphone's alright. I used to follow a YouTuber whose whole like shtick was that she'd always make the YouTube videos in 480p no matter what year it was. It would be like 2019 and she was still filming like 480p like squared type films. But no one minded the bad visual quality because she had a good mic. You know, that's my reasoning for having a decent microphone but still using my webcam for a face cam. I'm at this holy hell, streams before I'm just going to from talking. That's a good reasoning. Yeah. I've never had a Mac computer, but they always sound cool. I've always been jealous of the fact that like all the iOS exclusive stuff that's on Apple devices, like Procreate and like GarageBand and stuff. Like my school music department actually has a bunch of Macs. Until they all got stolen. Yeah. Every time I've been on a Mac computer, it's always interesting. It's so strange going from like the iOS Mac like software to going to Windows stuff, because it's like it's very similar, but the tiny differences and stuff is just this weird to throw you off. But I need to stream video of myself. What I do it through is OBS, and you just have to set up different like sources. Like my setup's pretty simple because I just have like desktop capture for those scenes. This one's just an iPhone plugged into, not even plugged into a laptop, but it's just like connected through wirelessly and stuff. And then my face cam is just the webcam attached to the iPad. Holy hell. Boomer moment. Laptop. I need to stream video of myself. That's fair. For absolutely ages, I just had a no face cam stream and just did like this cam. But I did a face cam because I was doing this thing, I was trying to be the faceless streamer, and it got to the point where I was just like, it is annoying me trying, like, going so far out of my way to hide my, like, identity and stuff. I don't have an iPad, no. I used to, but I got a laptop instead, because the only iPad I have access to is a tiny old iPad mini that I got for, like, my 10th birthday or something. I have an iPad Pro for a lot of photo editing, so I'll be streaming that, spending a lot of time. That's cool. Yeah, some iPads are probably like way more advanced than my laptop, but is the iPad Pro the one that has like the square camera? Because I think I have a friend who I think might have one of those. What software do you use for photo editing? Because I know that one of the softwares I always used to use when I did a lot of digital drawing was one that I think was technically marketed as a photo editing software. It'd be a weird coincidence if it's the same one. Although if you're on iPad, I don't think this has an iPad-like version. Had to turn my iPad around, which I'm watching this through. Looks pretty square. Yeah, I think that'll be the same one my friends have though, yeah. Wait, does it have the lightning cable thing? Or does it have, like, the weird one? That's a very poor description. Does it have... Oops. When you charge it... How did I unplug something? Did I just break everything? Hello? Oh, crap. This thing back? Okay, I managed to disconnect my entire thing. Okay, that's fun. Okay, cool. Lightroom for initial edits and Affinity Photo for the real edits. That's cool. Yeah. If it's got this... I think it's because the cable for this is plugged into the same USB port as the cable for my microphone and my Stream Deck. And I just... Okay, it's good if you didn't listen. Like, I saw all the lights on the Stream Deck go out, and I was just like, oh no, something has disconnected somewhere. But the Rode mic prevails. There we go. I'll plug that back in just so phone stream doesn't lose power. USB-C. Oh, okay, cool. It's a slightly different one to the one that I've seen in person then, but still, that's really cool. This bit here is the area I'm having trouble with. I don't know if I've done it too dark or not dark enough. The playlist has looped. Oh no. We're back to Dancing in the Moonlight. I think I'm going to bring back out the silver paint, at least briefly. Just need a little bit of it for like the... If you get an iPad again, best like... Procreate, yeah, that's the big one. Everyone I know who has an iPad and like uses it for work at college, if a lesson's going slow, I will just see everyone pulls out Procreate and starts doodling. One thing that's always really funny for me to see is that I think, doesn't Procreate have a feature where like it tells you how, like keeps track of how long you've been working on a certain drawing? I think it does. Because I remember just seeing one that was like more geared towards vector art. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I hadn't heard of it, but yeah, I'll look it up. Vector art. Yeah. It's like Procreate has a thing where it times it, and I remember seeing someone that had like someone just posted on Twitter like a screenshot that said like 49 hours in a single drawing, and it's just, and the captions was like, "How do you think I'm doing?" Procreate seems fun, especially with like the brushes, with like all the like the millions of brushes you can put in it and stuff. Automatically records a video to time-lapse too. That's cool. Yeah. I always wondered how people have such clean time-lapses from Procreate, but if it does automatically, that makes a lot of sense. Need a little bit more white paint. Yeah. I was just sat in class the other day with my friend who has Procreate, and something I noticed about it is how like good the stabilizer is. Even on I've used so many different digital softwares over the years, like the best one I think I found at the moment is Krita. But none of them have a stabilizer that has anything on the one in Procreate. I don't know if that was just her settings or what, but it just seemed to be functional. Which isn't a lot to ask, but it's more than I've come to expect. Using up some of the excess silver, just redoing the background. Stabilizer. It's, I don't know how I could show it without just opening the software, but it's like when you draw a line digitally, and I don't know how I can show it, but it's like when you draw a line digitally and you're trying to do like a curve, sometimes, or like just as like a swirl or whatever. I can draw on this probably. Where's a pencil? 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 How do I not have a pencil anywhere around here? Oh no, I've got a pen. This entire middle section's clean, dry, it's fine. But it's kind of like the difference between having a clean S and like that. So that would be like with stabilizer. That's abysmal handwriting, I'm so sorry. Is that even visible? Yeah. So it's basically just like, it cleans up it into a nicer, like, smoother curve and stuff. Yes, yeah. What makes a brush mutant smooth? Exactly. Bang on. Yeah. Procreate's got one that's a lot better. Calligraphy brushes for that reason. Yeah. Yeah. All the art software I use digitally, I swear, like, I turn stabilizer on for all of them. I try like turning up to the max, I think it turns to 0, put it everywhere in between. And this never seems to do anything. Yeah, it's a bit annoying, but it is what it is. one art software I haven't really ever tried to use is Photoshop. It's like, I have a copy of Photoshop, which I may or may not have not paid for, but like, I think I'm just completely stuck in my ways when it comes to like digital drawing software. Because I've been using GIMP, like the GNU image manipulation program, since I was like 11 years old, and I think I'm just stuck with that for the rest of my life. I remember a few years ago, but back in like 2017, the big digital art software that everyone was using was like Paint Tool Sai. But 13-year-old me didn't really know how to pirate it, so I just stuck with the one I was used to. The stream idea I've been thinking of doing for a while is like redrawing all the really old drawings I've like posted on the internet over the years. Because I've got as well, but Finny Photos is very powerful because yeah, a lot of things are probably better than it, but I saw it recommended in a YouTube video once and I was just stuck with it forever. Of course, however, no matter what software I use digitally, it will always be referred to by my art tutor as Photoshop, because she only knows like 3 apps ever. I'm gonna put this onto the other playlist now, I think. I've had enough of this long one. What we got. Bit of the Living Tombstone, why not? Good tap with progressing recording of work, goes into pressure, so old photos and by much. Yeah. The one thing I sort of have already that I do like that is every May I always redraw the same mermaid for Mermaid. And I think I've been doing it since like 2017 now. And I'd like to think it's gotten better every year. Whether it has or not is debatable. Different styles. That might be a good idea. Yeah, that might be a good idea. When I say the same mermaid, I've just been like, it's always just pink hair, blue tail. Then I've got like, the first one I did was with brush markers, then I did digital, then I did digital again, then I did pencil, then I did... What was last year's? That wasn't pencil. I'm checking my own Instagram because I cannot remember what I did it in this year and it's gonna bug me if I don't Google it. Come on, Instagram. Load even slightly. Oh yeah, it was pens again this year. Ah, wrong button. There we go. Yeah, hang on, I'll see if I can find them all. I did it quickly this year, but... It's almost time for Mermaid again now. That's crazy. curse Instagram for not letting me easily do the thing where you reopen a thing. The one bit of slightly technical looking thing I have ever mastered is the ability to inspect images on Instagram to know how to open them in various places. Image a new tab, that one works. Boom, boom. Which one of these is it? Sorry, this probably looks like absolutely nothing without the screen capture, but I don't want to leak personal information. So I'm just trying to get the things open in separate tabs. Yeah, that's all of them. Okay. That's the same marker pens I used to draw this, like the exact same pens. Oh no, is the mic gone? Is the mic back? Oh no. I hope the mic's back. Nope, wrong. Hello? Okay, can you hear me again? Okay, cool. Anyway, what I was trying to say was, this is the 2017 mermaid, which I did in marker pens. I think I may have broken voice mod slightly. Where's that? Is that working? Hang on. Ah yes, I've broken voice mod. Is that working? Is that working at all? I don't know. I think I've broken voice mod. That's fine. That's an easy fix for next stream. Anyway, this mermaid was drawn in the same pens I used to draw this several years later, which is one of my favourite drawings. But it's the same exact set of pens, so that's the difference that like 4 years makes, I suppose. But yeah, that was 2017. 2018 was the first digital one. Oh, no, hang on, wrong scene. 2018 was the first digital one, which I was very proud of this at the time, but now I'm looking back and I'm like, wow, this was kind of shit. And then 2019, digital again. 2020, oh no. 2020 I did a pencil one, because I was really into pencils at the time for some reason. And then 2021, back to the markers, and I did this one really quickly because it was like the second to last day of May and I was like, oh crap, I haven't drawn a mermaid. But yes. That is the story of the reoccurring mermaid. Yeah. That's my one little tradition I have on my main Instagram, which is every year the mermaid comes back. I don't know. Maybe this year I'll do one in paint. I haven't done one in paint yet. Thanks. What was I doing? Ah, mixing grey for the thing. Yeah. This is one of the slight pros of posting art online since you were 12 years old. You can always look back at like the old stuff to compare, because it's always going to be conveniently saved somewhere. Yeah. Like Maria's body shape, yeah. I did it quite quickly with the pens, and I was like, the pen I use for that is it's a lot easier to get like the different line depth when you do a lot of curves, so that's where that came from. I did another mermaid because the whole idea of mermaid is like having a bunch of mermaids in a month. I did another one that I was so proud of certain aspects of this one mermaid I drew that year, but then I just hated the way I did the tail. So that drawing's in the depths of hell. Where is it? How far back does this go? Oh, here it is. Network control R. Network type. Okay. Scene change. This is another mermaid I did. I think this is 2019 one. Another 2019 one. Yeah. And I was so proud of how I did like the face and the hair. Oh, I'm just not gonna zoom in much. But I just hated the way I did the tail and like the arms and stuff. So that's the mixed bag of mermaids. Like certain aspects of this I love. It's just like if we just crop below the neck. Then I like that drawing. What scene am I on? Not the right one. Oh, thank you. I got that mermaid from, I found a photo of this really pretty looking fish on Google and I was like, that can be a mermaid. So I like the colours for that one, but it's a bit jarring how like, I had a very good reference image for the head, but not a very good one for the rest of it, so it just kind of, it looks a little bit odd, but you know, it's a progress piece, I suppose. How do I get this paint darker without just emptying more black into the palette? It's just not working. I really want to get this drawing done before I end stream. It's like 5 minutes to midnight, so I can't keep going forever, unfortunately. I think that hopefully, once I get the highlights in on the jumper, this drawing will be done and I can leave it out to dry, although it's acrylic so it doesn't take too long to dry. Pin-up styles tend to have more dad boards. Yeah. Over the years, mermaid's gone from just like exclusively very simple mermaid drawings in like traditional mermaid, like Ariel style, sort of like what my pink one is that I always redraw. And it's just like people have explored every avenue of drawing mermaids, like the years this tradition's gone on. It's like you'll see human hybrids with types of fish you didn't even know existed, like especially Tumblr. Tumblr's good for just like the most out there mermaid designs around mermaid. Mixing your two zodiac creatures together. What do you mean by that? Mixing zodiac creatures together? Do you mean like the zodiacs and the what do you mean? I'm thinking like Chinese zodiac, but born in the year of the dragon. Oh, right. So like, oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. You see, I don't think mine would work as well, because my, like, restream has Chinese zodiac, yeah. See, mine doesn't work as well, because I've got, like, my Chinese zodiac is monkey, because I'm the year of the monkey, but my other kind of zodiac is Aquarius, so I'd just be water carrier. So, a bit less of a creature on that end. Yeah, that's a cool idea. Like the merging of the two different ones into a single creature. That'd be cool. Oh yeah, it was Chinese New Year the other week, and my Twitter's timeline was just flooded with like all these amazing drawings of tigers and like tiger-based things. Monkeys holding vases, pouring water. That sounds like this. That sounds like a slightly more mythic version of that thing. It's just like, if you put enough monkeys in a room with a typewriter, they'll eventually write Shakespeare. If you put enough monkeys in a room, they'll eventually invent the Aquarius sign. Terry Pratchett in the Discworld universe. I have not read any of Terry Pratchett's books, though I do know of a few of them. I haven't read Good Omens, but I know I know a fair bit about Good Omens, but I have heard of Terry Pratchett, and I've heard of Discworld, but I don't know much about it. Was Good Omens Terry Pratchett? I think it was Terry Pratchett.
Baby, come on out and get dressed. You're my date to the
Yeah, on Neil Gaiman. Yeah, I knew it was a joint book.
Our classmates thought they were signing a petition. You gotta come out here and see what they really signed. You chucked me out like I was trash. For that you should be dead. But then it hit me like a flash. What if high school went so?
I forgot I put the Heathers soundtrack into this playlist.
They're keeping you away from me.
speaking of stuff making the rounds on TikTok, this sound has been inescapable for the last like 3 days. So what's Discworld about then? Like, I think I've heard of it, but I could not tell you the first thing about it. That sounds cool. I might check that out. The thing I have been reading at the moment is I've basically spent the entire last year just reading Stephen King novels back to back. I don't read a whole lot. Like, I read every day, but it'll be like a singular chapter, and Stephen King chapters aren't long. Well, they're not in the books at the moment now, anyway. That sounds cool. Set in surreal wrapping. Yeah, I might have to look that up. Yeah. It started out like, I think like halfway through January 2021 I started reading The Stand, and that got me through to like the end of April, and I've just been back to backing the Dark Tower series since then. It's got to the point in the Dark Tower where it's referencing Salem's Lot, and like, I know enough about Salem's Lot to know that it's referencing it, but I've also never read it, so I don't know what the references mean. 41, bloody hell. That sounds cool. That's an interesting like presentation of a story. 41 novels. That's one hell of a lot of novels. Do not recommend starting with book 1. We love a non-chronological timeline. Much better over time. That's fair. I do not remember adding Beetlejuice to this. Apparently I did. I just remembered what song's gonna be next to the thing. This is the current TikTok trend, and it's stupid, but I also find it really funny. guards are the two most commonly suggested side places for this British photo. Huh. That's cool. Walking guards. I'm gonna take this out of the light quickly to just look at it. I think there's like one more, which is about a guy who becomes Death's best apprentice. That's cool. I think with that, I'm gonna have to call the stream though, because it is 10 past midnight here, and I have college in the morning. But thank you very much for coming out, and thank you for the book suggestion. I'm definitely gonna add that to my list. That's cool. Hang on. There we go. I've realised that what I did was in fact break the software I use to have my voice come through the stream deck instead of directly through the computer. I hope my audio is fixed now, but what I was saying was it's also lovely having you in chat to have someone to talk to and bounce off of and stuff rather than just kind of describe what I'm doing to avoid. A void, not avoid. That sentence almost made sense and almost functioned. Anyway, thank you for showing up. I'm gonna call it now for streaming, but it's been a lovely time, and I'll see you next time I'm live, which probably next week because I got